Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Variety Podcast Show, and this is our Saturday night Grown Folks Social Hour. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast Show. How y'all doing this evening? Excuse me for the cough. It's been a while, but we back. We back. How y'all doing? So happy to see y'all, man. Make sure when you stop by today, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you call a friend or a family member. Let them know that Coffee Talk Podcast is on tonight. It's late, but I know y'all's up right now. It's 10 p.m. This is our Grown Folks Social Hour, and this is for the people that are enjoying themselves at home in the comfort of their own home. They might be sipping on some wine, some water, a smoothie, a latte. They may be puffing on a little bit of something, or maybe they're just relaxing, playing cards, or talking to their friends. But most importantly, they right here getting the flavor. That's right here at Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. I like my glasses. About a week or so. Yeah, I like them. It's kind of strange putting these on though, because these are P. Diddy's brand. You know, I rock with P. Diddy, you know what I mean? Be careful, y'all, when we throw stones and cast stones at our people, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need to stick up for our people, especially when we see what we like to call old media bashing our people, man. Sometimes we need to be the judge and jurors of our own instead of letting other people crucify our people. That's my thoughts on that. But yeah, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. Let me know how y'all's doing tonight. On a scale of 1 through 5. If you didn't go out tonight, but you're having a good time, you're enjoying your peace, you're getting ready to finish watching basketball or whatever, or you're watching me, whatever you're doing, man, throw a 5 up if you're having a great day. You know what I'm saying? Or you had a great day, and now you're having a great evening. Give me a 5 in the chat box right up there. And also, if you're having a good day, you got to get out a little bit, wash the vehicle, whatever, you stayed sucker free, then throw up a 4 in the chat line. If you had a basic day, you know, you probably had to work or you had to take care of somebody, or, you know, you didn't have enough me time, but you still had a splendid day. Go ahead and throw up a 3. And if you had a bad day and you feel like, oh, I got to start over tomorrow, I got to start over again, life has been lifing, throw up a 2 in the chat box. And if you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning and, you know, you want to give yourself a repeat, you know, make sure that you let it out. You talk to a friend, family member, somebody close to you. You know what I'm saying? Even come here to Coffee Talk Podcast. Leave us something in our inbox. We definitely reach out to you if you're not having a great day. You know what I'm saying? One thing we like to do and what we encourage is to be here for one another, and also to confidentially be here for one another. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't share their information because they're scared it's going to get out there. So they feel like they don't never have somebody to talk to. But here at Coffee Talk Podcast, you know, we're here for you, no doubt. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun. Today's flavor is, again, on a Saturday night, it's your choice. Tonight, my choice was, you know, me, I like to rock with me a nice little wine cooler, put a little puff in the air, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on tonight. What are you drinking tonight? Put it in the comments and let us know whatever it is that you sip on some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, cappuccino, a nice shot, whatever you sipping on, throw that in the comments and let us know. We here live, Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. So check it. You know how we get down. We never start our show without giving you the wise words before we begin our show. And tonight's wise words is from a brother that was born July 6th, 1970 in New York. He's a Cancer just like I am. Um, he attended the high school of New Drop High School in New York City. He had, I want to say, six solo albums out there. I'm gonna read off three of them. One of them is called Resident Patient, back in 2006. He also had an album out called Manifesto back in 2010, and he also had an album called Chamber 9 back in 2019. He's known as Raleigh Fingers. He's also known as the Fifth Brother. He's also known by the Rebel INS. Yes, he goes by the name of Jason Richard Hunter, but we all know him as one of the members of the Wu-Tang Clan, and he goes by the name of Inspector Deck. No doubt, shout out to the Wu. You know what I'm saying? And tonight's wise word from Inspector Deck goes just like this. Inspector Deck said, working hard may help you maintain to come to learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. I'm going to say it again. Inspector Deck stated, working hard may help you maintain to learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. These are the wise words of Inspector Deck. So that's what we do, man. If it's your first time tuning in, we love to give props to our poets, our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our ancestors, our people. That's what we like to do, and we also encourage literature here at Coffee Talk Podcast. So when we drop the wise words is meant to be an affirmation to power you up tonight as you get ready to go out, or to power you up from a long week of work or struggle or whatever, and just letting you know, you will be all right. So we always like to leave an affirmation from one of our people here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so we got a good show in store tonight. We're gonna have a 5 question Q&A. And we're going to do the 5 question Q&A more towards the end of the show. It is going to be fun tonight. It is going to be sensual questions as well, but very humorous questions and just questions to have fun with. Nothing too serious. So we will do 5 question Q&A. If you'd like to tune in and answer a question, you know, you can leave it in the comments and answer a question. Or if you want, you can pop on, man. We'd love to have you as a guest as well. We are live. We are kicking it. We're having fun. Tonight is Grown Folks Social Hour. Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so here's our storyline for tonight. I want to first start off talking about this issue that's been going on through social media. It's an issue where women are judging men's clothing, and it's degrading in a way. It's obviously not respectful, and it's bad character from the people that are trying to clown people and how they dress. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. There was a earlier reel that was floating throughout the social media world where they had this guy coming out of, I think it was a chicken shack or some type of place where he was getting some food. He had on the sky blue New Balances. He had on some cool, light blue jeans, and he had on a nice white and blue polo. So the brother was definitely color coordinated. He had some money in his pocket. He had some food, and he was enjoying himself. Well, some youngsters saw the young man, and they started to clown him. And he wasn't really no young man. He probably could have been their big uncle or something like that. But they wanted to talk about it. You know, we always seem to get this fixture or this kick to want to talk about our own kind and degrade our own kind. So as they were showing the reel, a lot of people was filling in the comments as usual, stopping by. And, a lot of people were supporting this brother. Well, lo and behold, this brother has now caught an endorsement deal or received an endorsement deal from LRG. You know, LRG clothing. So they had him in another fit the other day. And I thought the brother looked good, man. You know, people are people dress how they want to dress for the occasion, whether that is formally or whether that is casually, or whether that's semi-formal. You know what I mean? And if it makes them feel comfortable, that's all it's about. People are not here to look good for you and you struggling. We have a lot of people that are struggling, but they want to look good. That's one of the problems with our people. We'll have a Cadillac sitting outside, or we'll have um, a Birkin bag, but you're living with your mama, or you're sleeping at your girl's house. You know what I mean? You don't got your priorities in order. So that leads to a nice topic. There was another reel recently. I just saw this reel like in the last 48 hours. But there was a reel where there was a young man now, right? There's a young man, and he has a job interview. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the young man. You know what I mean? But the young man has a job interview. And it's a SKYZONE. So let's say this kid is either a senior in high school, maybe even a freshman in college. He ain't no more older than like 17, 18, maybe 20 years old. Well, this young man, he dressed up. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give you the picture. I'm going to paint the picture for you. First of all, you should dress up for a job interview because that's representing you, your character, your integrity. Off tops. Now, being a person that knows how to get clean when I want to, you know what I'm saying? I would suggest this to the young man. It's not his fault. Maybe he doesn't have a father around, or maybe he doesn't have a big brother, an uncle, or a mentor. But they would have, if they did, I would encourage them to teach them how to dress for the occasion. So when you're wearing a tie and you got your dress shoes on, dress socks on, you could particularly be dressing so formal for the job. So that is what the intention was he just wants to get the job. And please, SKYZONE, give that boy a job. You know, we support him. But what I would say as a big brother to him is, again, we have to know how to dress for the occasion. So I wouldn't have put him in no jogging pants or anything that is casual. But I believe his selection could have been um, more semi in between casual and formal, where it would have been relaxing and comfortable for him, so that he can excel at his interview questions and feel good about it. But either way, man, I support him. How was he dressed, Saba? Is the question. Well, I would say he was more dressed for like an executive interview or something on a higher level than SKYZONE. And I believe this is why the people were trying to clown him, because SKYZONE, and no diss to SKYZONE, not at all. Our hats off to SKYZONE for your entertainment. But SKYZONE's a place where kids could go and have fun. They could play with all these what do I want to call it at SKYZONE? Back in my era, they used to call it like laser tag and all this type of stuff, and jumping on was it tambourines? Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way, but you know what I'm saying, jumping on those damn things that people jump on and get hurt on all the time or whatever. Trampoline. I'm sorry. Trampoline is what it's called, right, y'all? Hey, hey, I'm getting tongue tied. Pause. But yeah, so that's what type of place it is, right? But again, man, our people, we have to get off that BS. We got to get off that BS where we want to clown people all the time. Now, I do want to say this though. Will clowning ever stop? Kids call it cap today. No, it won't. And I'll tell you why it won't. Because it's been around since the plantation days. Yeah. It even has a different word that I want to give to y'all. Of course, I'm going to teach y'all something. Something that you can take with you when you hear that Coffee Talk podcast, getting the flavor. but we used to call it the dozens. The dozens was a cap game that you or your family member or loved one would play on one another to be able to stay together. Because during the times of slavery, they would take your child or your mother or your father or somebody close to you. You know what I mean? Just because maybe somebody just wanted to buy them based off of their physicality or whatnot. And so dozens began because we would start talking about, oh, don't take Leroy. Leroy's blind as a bat. He can't lift no hay. He can't woo, 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 woo. And we would talk down on Leroy so that the owner or the purchaser that was trying to purchase our people could remember our people was known as property. It wasn't known as people, right? So we would do what we called the dozens. And that means we would talk about one another so that nobody would purchase one of us and we could stay together as a harmony and as a family. So that's just a little bit of history right there for you. Definitely, when you get time, my young people, make sure that you research and study the word dozens and how that came into play. Today, y'all call it cat. You know what I mean? There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. So I just want to leave y'all with that. But let's go to the chat line. Let me see what's cracking out there. You know, on my private side and on the stream side. If you are watching the show, thank you. We are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook Live right now. Again, this is Coffee Talk Podcast, a cultural variety podcast show. And I am your host, Mashuma Saba. Y'all can call me M. Dot. Y'all can call me Dot. Y'all can call me B. Whatever it makes you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's respect, we definitely can, you know, catch this vibe, right? So let me know how y'all doing, man. Are y'all going out tonight? What y'all doing tonight? How was your day? You know, we got a lot of catching up to do, man. We haven't been on our regular scheduled programs. Tonight we are. But typically we like to appear 3 times a week. We also have a show we call Cultural Studies Night. And that is appears on Sunday, Monday nights, alternate night throughout the week, but it's Sunday, Monday night. We would do that where we give props to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our poets, um, our ancestors, and our people. You know what I'm saying? We like to read short poems. We may read a short chapter of a book or whatnot. So that's what we do on Cultural Studies Night. On Wednesday nights, we like to go ahead and give you the sports. That's right. It's our sports show, but uh, we're not your typical sports show. We don't care about who won or lost in any sport, but we like to give you the different intricacies that goes on behind the scenes in the world of sports. And then on Friday and Saturday, like tonight, it's Grown Folk Social Hour, and we here tonight talking about how brothers should, uh, why brothers are getting ridiculed for dressing up for a job, man. You want to teach your children, right? Well, the things my grandmother used to tell me growing up is that uh, your first look or your first meeting of someone can create opportunities. You know, your first time meeting someone, stepping out to network with someone can create opportunities. So, depending on the environment, we want to make sure that we just dressed appropriately for whatever that environment may be. Now, I understand you may become doing an in between. Now, anytime you feel like you're doing an in between where you just left a casual spot or you going to a casual spot, but you don't want to be too casual and you don't want to be too formal, you got to know how to bling your clothing game. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be wearing no jogging pants, no gray jogs. As much as I love my gray jogs, you don't want to be wearing no gray jogs to uh, the Institute of Art, to a museum or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? You might scare the lady. But then at the same time, if you're going out to eat, you again, you don't want to be too casual and you don't want to be too formal. And then at the same time, you want to make sure, man, the way you dress, the way you smell may lead to opportunities You know what I'm saying? So that's all we're telling you to do as far as the lookout. But to our own people, man, y'all cut that out. Y'all cut that out for real, for real. No more disrespecting people and how they dress if they clean, smell good, and their clothes is together. You know what I'm talking about? Stop laughing and doing the emojis and all that slick childish shit if you ain't got your shit together. You shouldn't even be putting people down anyway, man. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Let's get it together. Coffee Talk Podcast. Yeah, nice flavor for me. This nice 9% cognac cocktail, Purple Crush. Can't say the company's name. I ain't got an endorsement deal. I can show you what I'm sipping on. You know what I mean? Sipping on a little bit of that. I'm just enjoying my Saturday, man. How you all doing? Let me know if you're rocking with me, man. Go ahead and leave a comment in the chat box. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and share this video, whether you're watching it live right now or we'll be watching it live after the show concludes. And we make sure that it's out there for everybody. But this is Coffee Talk Podcast, man, and we're happy to be here. Let's go ahead and talk about our next subject. Our next subject that came about today, and this was from the Bleacher Report. The Bleacher Report, I'm a little upset with them. They kind of remind me of old media. I'm gonna just tell you why. They posted or shared a story about Warren Sapp. Who is Warren Sapp? Well, Warren Sapp is a former defensive tackle, Hall of Famer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. He went ahead to win a Super Bowl with them. And Warren Sapp had some problems after his years concluded in the NFL. And you know what typically happens to our sports stars 3-4 years after they are removed from the league. A lot of them have financial troubles. You know, Warren Sapp was one of those guys, and he holds no shame in that, in discussing that and helping with people out there to find financial literacy, learn it, understand it, apply it, because we don't want to keep seeing our athletes risk their bodies to make millions of dollars and then blow it. So Warren Sapp is one of those people that taught that speaks positivity to the kids. Well, Warren Sapp was promised a job about a year ago, um, maybe 2 years, but a year ago from Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, out there at Colorado. However, Warren couldn't take the job right away because Deion had his coaching staff already selected, and Warren Sapp didn't have no degree. So Coach Prime um, made a promise to Warren Sapp that, look, Warren, once you get back in school, grab you a little degree, we can bring you on to the coaching staff. Well, Warren Sapp recently has become what they call a graduate assistant coach. So he got his title to be on the team as one of the defensive coaches, and he's doing a good job um, trying to get his degree. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Bleacher Report went ahead and they make this storyline, and they say Warren Sapp, he's making six figures as a grad assistant for Coach Deion Primetime Sanders. So as this was being stated on the streets of social media, to me, and maybe you can go to the Bleacher Report and read the article. But to me, it felt like they were pushing the narrative a certain way to be laughing at Warren Sapp because he's only making six figures. We're talking about a man that's seen 50, $60 million in his career. I have a problem with that. The problem I have is that the true narrative should be seeing how our brothers stick together and helping one another out. Prime time didn't have to offer no job to Warren Sapp, but that's one of his brothers. And nobody knows that defensive line like Warren Sapp. Hall of Famer, baby. So it shows that us brothers, no matter how high we go, talking about Dion and all the things that he has been doing at Jackson State and Colorado Buffaloes, we salute you, Prime, Coach Prime. But Prime also turns around and grabs one of his brothers that could use a six-figure salary. What doctors get in America. He did that for Warren Sapp, his brother. And so I was so happy to see it. I left a positive affirmation. I left a positive comment. And I said, man, that's good to see brothers taking care of one another, man. But of course, the ignorant rules in the social media streets. And all you got to do is listen to them. And they were talking about Warren Sapp and how he wasn't the top player and what's the boy's name? Aaron Donald is the top dude and all that. Listen, that story don't have nothing to do with it. What you're overlooking is that one black man is helping another. And that's what's beautiful. Two great football players that also can give back to these kids, because that is really what the attention is. To turn around this school that hired Prime, gave Prime a coaching opportunity. Jackson State did as well. And Prime, as we all know, just loves these kids, man. So before you get to clowning Warren Sapp, you should be applauding the good decision and the growth, the ceiling that they pushed so high that they can reach as they get ready to start this fall 2024 on trying to achieve a high bowl, New Year's Eve bowl, or perhaps a national championship. We should be applauding that. We shouldn't be worrying about what a man's getting. Now, to be fair, I will say this. All coaches' salaries are usually reported. So maybe Bleacher Report is just coming at it from that angle. But the way I read it and how I interpreted it, it just didn't feel right. It felt like people were making fun of Warren Sapp, and why would they? Or why should they? So go ahead and leave in the comments, man. Let us know about tonight's two topics. One is, man, do you clown our people just because they're dressing up for a job interview? To SKYZONE, man. Did y'all check out that reel out there in the social media streets? A young man dressing up for a job interview to SKYZONE, and he's just slightly overdressed. But I'm happy he's dressed up. I'm happy he's not sagging his pants. I'm happy that he's showing pride in his character. We ain't seeing an ignorant child. Although it was ignorant people that tried to clown this child. Leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on that. And also, let me know what you think of Warren Sapp, man. Where do you rank Warren Sapp in the top 5 of defensive tackles? Where do you list Warren Sapp in the top 5 of defensive tackles? And what's your thoughts on Warren Sapp making 6 figures as a grad assistant under Coach Prime at Colorado Buffaloes? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know. All right. So now that concludes that topic there. And what we want to do next is we want to go ahead and take us a little 30-second commercial break. And when we get back from this 30-second commercial break, we're going to do our 5-question Q&A. You know what I'm saying? It's Grown Folks Social Hour. So we're going to go ahead and play this game. It's called Let's Get Deep. And they got cards out in stores. You know, each cards are a different level. So we're going to go ahead and select 5 cards. We're going to go ahead and pop off some questions. We'd like for you to leave them in the comments. Let us know, or hit me in the DM like that you would like to be on the show to have fun answering these questions, man. We can do that as well. So I'm going to hit you with a 30-second commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to play the game. Let's get deep. We got 5 questions. That's right. Grown Folks Social Hour. 5 questions that we're going to be asking. Make sure that anybody 18 and under sleep at your friend's house on the PlayStation or whatever. But us grown folks, you know, we like to have grown folks space where we can socialize, have fun, talk shit, add humor, and just do what we do. Coffee Talk Podcast style. So bear with me. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Coffee Talk Podcast. We are back. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show for real. All right, so we are back. We're getting ready to play 5-question Q&A. I looked over some of the questions, and I'm just gonna find me a few to ask. And being that I don't have a female guest tonight or any guest tonight, I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section in the chat room. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So let's go ahead and select this one. All right. Let's go ahead and say this. This will be the first question. When it comes to let's get deep, these are grown folks' questions. We're going to be pretty easy on the first one, but we go ahead and answer it. And let us know. Leave it in the comments. Question number 1. This is an icebreaker. Would you rather be handcuffed or blindfolded if you was in an intimate act with your man or your woman? Would you like to be handcuffed or blindfolded while in an intimate act with your man or your woman? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. For me, I've never been blindfolded, and I don't think I'm down for that. But yes, I have been handcuffed before in an intimate setting. You know, it was different. You know, I didn't really enjoy having my hands where they was handcuffed and I couldn't move them as much as I needed to be, because you know, as a man, I got to be in control when it comes to the sexual situation, or at least have my hands able to move. You know what I mean? But that's just my thoughts. Go ahead and leave your comments as you pop in. Have you ever been handcuffed, or have you ever been blindfolded during an intimate act? And would you consider being handcuffed or blindfolded in an intimate act? This is the Grown Folks Social Hour. This is how we get down on Grown Folks Social Hour. We like to have fun, add humor, and play 5-question. Question number 1 is, have you ever been handcuffed or blindfolded in a sexual or intimate act? Would you be down for it? And if so, would it be handcuffs or blindfold? Which one would you choose? Let us know. Here at Coffee Talk Podcast, Grown Folks Social Hour. Next question. The next question. Question number 2. And again, these are grown folks' questions. There should be no kids watching our show right now. We are live, and it is a show where kids need to be asleep or out of grown folks' business. Question number 2. Have you ever gotten or would you ever get your private parts waxed? I'll say that again. Have you ever gotten or would you ever get your private parts waxed? I know some people do that. If you're extra hairy, they would go ahead and get themselves waxed. I don't know if men do that or not. I know men probably get their chest hairs waxed if you just got too much hair on your chest. I know that's an option. Some people don't do that at all. There's some women that don't shave. Yeah, they rather have hairy legs. I know a few of those women. I want to say Monique might be. Shouts out to Monique, the comedian. But it's where women just don't shave their legs. I don't know what that's called or why they don't want to do it, but they don't shave their legs. And so the question tonight is, have you ever gotten or would you ever get your private parts waxed? I would never get my private parts waxed, but along my penis, I do like to cut my hair down. I like to definitely be clean in that area. I don't want no musty nuts on a woman. You know what I mean? I want her to be able to enjoy herself. So I don't want to have a lot of hair around my sword. Go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are. Have you ever gotten or would you ever get your private parts waxed? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know. This is 5-question Q&A here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Question number 3 for tonight's Grown Folks Social Hour. Question number 3. Who do you talk to about your sex life? Who do you talk to about your sex life? Leave that in the comments. Let us know. We're going to go over here to the comments, see if we got anybody dropping any comments right now. Again, we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So if you could leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment in the chat box. So the third question of the Q&A is, who do you talk to about your sex life? Most gentlemen, guys, and this is no front. We don't have to try to be politicians and lie and shit. But most guys, if they got a right-hand man, they usually share their sex information with their right-hand man. You know what I mean? They tell their partners, stuff like that. A lot of dudes be like, we don't do that. Well, what do you do then? Hold hands, because you sound like a bunch of squares. I'm just saying. You don't talk about sex with your friends? About your accomplishment, man? It does happen. Moving right along. All right. Next. Question number 4 of the 5-question Q&A here on our Grown Folks Social Hour. Question number 4 is this. Do you enjoy morning sex or night sex? Do you enjoy morning sex or night sex? Now, the easiest answer would be both. However, we don't want to make it that easy. We want you to choose one or the other. While we ask you the question. You know what I'm talking about? So the question number 4 for our grown folk social hour is, which one would you enjoy most? Or which one do you prefer? Morning sex or night sex? For me, I love morning sex more than night sex. Yes, I love night sex, but if I can get some sex before going out in this world, going to work, or just starting my day, that just makes for a wonderful just makes for a wonderful day. There's not nothing I don't want to get accomplished once I'm energized and fueled up. Kind of like a Cadillac. You want to get your gas, put it in the car. So to get some head or to have sex bright early in the morning before you start your day, that is just wonderful, man. Let us know what your thoughts are. And again, kids should not be watching this show. This is definitely Coffee Talk Podcast, Grown Folks Social Hour. This is what we on. Right now we're playing a 5-question Q&A game. This is question number 4. Again, what do you prefer, morning or night sex? Leave it in the comments. All right. This is the last question, and we've been pretty light tonight. But we're going to ask or leave you with this question. We leave you with this question. Final question tonight here at Coffee Talk Podcast, Grown Folks Social Hour is this. Do you feel like you can communicate with your partner what you like and don't like in bed? We'll say it again. Do you feel like you can communicate with your partner what you like and don't like in bed? I mean, many times we are always people that prefer for people to read our minds. You know what I want? Can't you tell? And I'll tell you right now, that's weak. It's very weak if you expect a man to be a mind reader on how to touch you. I think the best things you can do during the process of exploring, when y'all's exploring each other's bodies, rubbing on each other, touching on each other, licking on each other, whatnot, is also to be talking to one. It's okay. It's not a sin. You're not doing something bad because you're being intimate with a man or a woman of the opposite sex. Yes, you should be able to communicate with your partner and say, look, I would like to be sucked on right here. Don't suck too hard right there. Blah, blah, blah. It's also a way of communicating that. It has to do with tone, it has to do with sensuality and how you're touching somebody, caressing somebody, rubbing somebody, massaging somebody. So you let me know. Do you feel like you can communicate with your partner what you like and don't like in bed? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let's have fun tonight with the comments, you know. And it's definitely been a pleasure tonight. So I'd like to go ahead and say this. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Our show is 45 minutes, so we're getting ready to end the show. This is Grown Folks Social Hour. This is what we like to do. We like to play 5 to 10 question Q&A. We like to have friends on, guests on, men, women. We like people to stop by, have a good time. And we like to have humor. And we just like to enjoy ourselves here on a Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Grown Folks Social Hour. So I would love to send an invite for you, your friends, your family, your co-workers, your homeboys, your homegirls, whatnot. Stop by, get some flavor. Come check us out on Friday or Saturday night here at Coffee Talk Podcast, Friday or Saturday night. You heard me? I just feel like I was giving my words here. All right. But until then, man, I hope you had a good time. You know what I'm saying? May you have had a good time, I should say. I would like to go ahead and throw up the universal peace sign, you know what I'm saying? And say, check us out next weekend, Coffee Talk Podcast. And for the rest of this week, leave comments to the questions. Let us know you was here. Hit the like button. Continue to share our work. Continue to support us. Coffee Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Mashum Saba M. Saba, and this is our cultural variety podcast show. Until next time, peace.